One of the interesting aspects from yesterday's great stories of change, one of the things I took away that I wanted to share with you this morning as I was thinking about it last night, I said, this is an important part. Well, it's the priority. It's in each of the cases of the stories last night, whether it's Mark or Paul or Lisa, in each of their cases, they had something that I think really relates to what we do every day. And I hear it from business people all the time. I don't have time. My day is full. My calendar is full. I don't know where to go. I got to handle so many things. I got my assistant's out this week. I'm full out. I really don't have much time. What we, I think, end up doing, and I know I experienced this in, continue to struggle with this, is what is the amount of time that we're using? What is the amount of time you are using in your day that really doesn't lead to anything? It may be a checklist item. Oh, I got to go to the cleaners. I got to go to, this, and you're running all over town, and you're picking up the clothing or the groceries, and then you're running somewhere, and you may have, placate yourself with a phone call in between that you're going to make progress and reach out to people. Hi, Lisa, welcome. Glad you can make it. One of the things I think from what was said last night was the focus on priority. I was in a meeting this morning, and the conversation came to what's going on in your life, and the man said to me, really, I'm struggling with work-life balance. And he said, I'm getting stuff done, but I'm forgetting my wife. I'm forgetting the ability to be there for her. We're working both from our office in the house. She's got her desk and, doing some things, and I'm a technical writer. Or I'm writing stuff out contractually. He's doing his work, and then his wife comes and plays Facebook. And there is a video that pops up or whatever, and he said it breaks my concentration. And so he's struggling with this. How do I set my time for work, but also to honor my wife, honor what I'm doing with her? Where's that time? And I struggle with that. And I wonder if you are. Do you struggle with setting up the time and focusing? Do you use I don't have time as an excuse, or do you look at it and say, this is not my priority? I'm not going to do this because this is not my priority. Or maybe it should be your priority. Maybe you should be taking more effective time of your use. Do you struggle with that? As I was listening to stories, you can say there's a whole bunch of underlying time management versus priority struggle in there. Lisa's walk, there's a lot of time management. There's, needing to bring people in, get them shuttled down the road to do, be at the places they need to be the next night. She needed to be with her daughter. Paul with his son, they had to climb through the Rockies, through the Canadian mountains, and it's a priority about doing certain things, but along the way, you don't want to be all just checklists, right? You don't want to say, well, there's no time for sightseeing, or there's no time for enjoying the moment. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what it is business people also, individually in their personal life, when they're talking about work-life balance and, I don't have enough time. Well, we all have the same amount of time. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, how can I help you? Well, one of the things I help other business people who are in this situation, my clients recently have indicated it's still a struggle for them. So we're looking at what it is within their calendar? What are they doing? Do they block out time specifically for an item they want to achieve that is important to them? Or do they get swayed by people walking to their office? Do they get swayed by people calling from the board that want an immediate answer because they can't wait? They can't say, well, if you get back to me in 24 hours, that's fine. It's not a life-death situation. We tend to put certain aspects up on people, expectations on people. Oh, why aren't they answering my phone? Why, it's like you're not the only person in the world that person may be dealing with. There might be a bigger crisis. There might be somebody else demanding immediate attention. But we need to look at what's important in our life. And as I work with the clients, that's one of the questions. What's important? What do you see as, is it mission fulfilling? Is it fulfillment? Is it purpose fulfilled? Passion? Is it in that realm? Is it family? Is it those that are closest to you that you need to support? Or deal with the fact that they can't, you need to be able to work. And sometimes there's a trade-off, but sometimes there's a partnership, husband and wife, and they say, well, at least one of us is going to be there at your events. Sometimes there'll be both of us, but we'll make sure that we don't miss anything unless you know about it. And, we'll walk you through it. So what is it in your day? How do the people around you affect? Do you feel that you're out of sync, or do you feel they're out of sync and they're causing chaos in your calendar? So who's controlling, who's directing your calendar? And is it an important priority? Is it a priority in your life today to do something? Or do you end up just saying, well, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to focus on this. What happens when you try? We're going to fail. We're not going to get it accomplished. We're going to get it pushed because we allow the winds to sway us to whatever pops up on the sea as it rolls into us. We're going to get distracted. We're going to get less focus. And certain things in our life are important, and we need to block out that time and make sure we accomplish them. Not for the task, but for the fulfillment, for the satisfaction that you're getting something of benefit, something of value from it. So sometimes it may be reflecting. You might say, okay, for today I've got 30 minutes. I'm going to reflect on this particular chapter in the book. I'm going to read a chapter, it's 3 pages. I'm going to read it, but I'm going to focus in and think into it. I don't get time to think. I just read, skim. Maybe I'll put a note in the margin, and then I'm on to the next thing. But today I want to focus in. I really want to spend some time because this is important to me. This particular passage in the book is important to me or important to the team. Maybe it's a report that you're needing to weigh in on. And it's for work life, for the work environment. But never, try to balance that, right? I encourage my clients to balance that, to say, well, the document itself is not important. The reason or who you're supporting, if you're there for somebody else to invest in them and to grow them, maybe it's mentoring. Maybe you're needing to prep yourself for a conversation about helping a person to the next level, and you needed a piece of research or a piece of information or something that you remember from your past. And you need some updated information to convey to that person. And so you're going to take 5 minutes. So given all this, that we have time, that we have a set amount of time, how are we going to effectively use it? Now, pumpkin spice, and you can say, well, that's kind of weird. What's that got to do with time? Well, in the stories that were chatted about last night and shared, there's always that thing that we point to that says, wow, this was a memorable experience. This part of that struggle was memorable. In Paul's case, having a simple meal like macaroni and cheese, which because he really likes macaroni and cheese, was that simple thing within the bigger scope that it stood out to him. He wanted to share it. For Lisa, finding that umbrella in the middle of the road on a hot day in the south, and no clouds, no wind, and suddenly that umbrella appears in the road for them with specifically designated, somebody left it there. Somehow that umbrella was left for them at the right time. And it's those simple things that you remember. So pumpkin spice yesterday, it was a busy day. I had meetings to talk about business evolution, a process to be a sounding panel advisory to the CEO of businesses that have emerged, to take them to the next level, help them walk that next path, that next step in their path. And of course, the program last night, the filming that we did with Facebook Live, some other things in between. It was a very full day. And we took a moment to stop at Krispy Kreme and got a Krispy Kreme pumpkin spice donut, pumpkin spice beverage, frozen beverage. So those are, the moments of, oh, this is pretty good. This really tastes good. I was surprised because I didn't expect it to. And it reminded me, it took me back to my childhood of having pumpkin pies. And, it was just rich. It was beautiful. It was tasty. And in all that chaos of the day, boom, there it is. So what is the effect? What are the things that are in your life that you need to stop and focus in on for that moment and savor it? Savor the relationship with your family, savor the relationship with your team, maybe celebrate a win. Celebrate the moment in the bigger struggle, but don't do it out of the fact that you got to check it off. Do it because it's a priority in your life. It's a priority for the team. It's a priority for the community. Celebrate those moments. Celebrate the fact that you took a walk with your son or with your daughter or with your family and you were there together. Or maybe it's a picnic. Maybe it's a moment just to get away from the noise and quiet it down and focus in on them and their needs. Focus in on the family as a whole, just coming together and spending time together, watching them at play. Those are the moments that stick in our mind. It's not the fact that we're checking things off. How many of those checked off items do you remember after they're completed? 60 seconds after it's done, it's out of your mind. Maybe it's in 24 hours. You don't even remember that you did it. So today, focus in on the pumpkin spice effect. What is the simple thing within the larger as you focus in on those priorities in your day? Make it a priority to celebrate. Make it a priority to have something special. Make it a priority to do the things that you're supposed to focus on, that you want to focus on, so that you can help others be more effective. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow with some interesting tidbits on the next step in our journey together. Be well.